Ohayou gozaimasu, watashi wa FiyahKitteh, and welcome back to my little diary of Animal Crossing New Leaf. Well, let's not waste too much time and let's jump right in. Monday, the 22nd. Well, we start out with some weird little weather, I guess. Again, this is what I really like about this game. There's not just sun and rain. There's also, and snow obviously, there's also, gray skies or whatever you want to call this. Alright. I have finished the bridge, or not the bridge, building the freaking, this is not a bridge, freaking bench, that's what I meant. And this is the little ceremony for it, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Then we had a mysterious tent appear in our main street, I think it's what it's called. And something was building. They were hammering and forging and God knows what. And I'm like, yay, something new! Because I'm always excited when they build something new. So, there you go. Then I went to Mr. Lyle at Nuke's home. What was it? I forgot what his shop's called. But in any case, I wanted to check how my score was doing for my house. And it turns out it was 4,963, which was pretty good, I feel like. I think the average for a house of the first size is either 5 or up to 10,000. I'm not sure anymore. In any case, good enough for, given that I have kind of crappy furniture. So, I then made my way back to the city and started building a new thing, which I believe was the fountain. That's what it's called, I believe, because there's also a well, but that's something different. So I thought I would put the fountain pretty much close to the entrance of Meow Mew, so when people would come in, that's basically kind of like the first thing they'd see. I thought that would be pretty neat. Obviously, as always, I paid it off completely within, well, pretty fast anyways, because, yeah, I'm pretty serious about this money farming thing. So, there you go. Well, and as always, there's quite a bit of traffic in my town because Slim came by and we exchanged a few gifts. I believe I brought him back lemons from the island, so we exchanged that because we kind of exchange fruit and just other furniture. As you see there, I gave him 3 gifts and I think a hat too there. I'm pretty sure that was all from me, so there you go. I also went to Gwen's house and I really liked the wallpaper she has. It's like a night skyline and I was wondering what the hell that was called. I actually even tweeted this picture. It's really beautiful. And I so want this wallpaper, like, badly. You can't really see a lot on the screenshot, like, you can just see parts of it, but my god, it's awesome, it's beautiful. I just really want it, I'm jelly. Gwen, give me your wallpaper. Oh man. She was actually giving me some stuff. I was allowed to pick something from her house, but obviously you can't pick the wallpaper. Too bad. I then went to the island and I took a screenshot of this because it kind of felt like it was funny. In between his songs, the captain here usually gives some wise cracks off, I guess. And this time he was like, "There be no charms like a woman's charm. Use them wisely." And I'm like, yeah, thanks for that input and thanks for the, basically the advice. Thank you. He's one hell of a smart man. Yeah, pretty much. Well, and since I was at the island, or on the island, whatever, I played some games to gain or gather some medals, obviously. And I usually take screenshots of the games I play. I think I've said it before. This time I played the Easy Item Matching Tour, which is basically like a memory with items buried in the ground. So, the official item matching tour, which is basically the next higher level, or the next higher difficulty. And I played the Easy Hammer Tour, which It's crazy. There's this thing running around, this weird lawnmower nut thing, and you have to hit it with a hammer as often as you can within a set time frame. And my first try best score was 76 times, but I've heard from Slim that he hit it like 100 and something times, so I kind of felt bad for it. I also played Market Price Fishing Tour, which basically you have a certain set amount of bells you need to achieve, and you have to catch different fish with different values, of course, to do so. And that's pretty much what it is. It's kind of interesting because you learn how much each fish is worth, but, you know, yeah, it's cool. Then catches of the day, we had a sea anemone, which is something you have to dive for. A lobster, which is something else you have to dive for. A birdwing butterfly, which obviously you don't have to dive for, it's just flying around. A giant trevally, which is actually a fish that Slim has been looking for forever, but he can find it for the longest time. It's hilarious because it pretty much swam in my net pretty quickly and easily, so I was happy. It's basically on the island, as it says, yeah. A ray, which looks a lot like a thicker version of the sea bass. Yeah, that's what it is. A sea urchin, which again is something you have to dive for. A sea star, which again is something you have to dive for. An octopus, which is another one of those diving creatures. And the scallop too. They're pretty friggin' fast though. The octopus too. My god. You have to really keep at it, otherwise. So yeah. Not much for this day. So let's move to the next. It was a rainy day, and I got up dressed like a friggin' icon from the 60s or 70s almost. It looks very retro, that dress, so. But it was raining, and I'm one of those people who doesn't use an umbrella, especially in the game. Offline, in real life, sometimes it depends a little bit, but anyway, moving on. I pretty much completed the well, which we can see now. Looks pretty awesome. I really like it. It's pretty cool. This is probably one of my most favorite projects that you can do. And here we obviously have the little ceremony. And I always love how Isabel is all like, "Welcome to the grand competition ceremony for Meow Mew's vital something or another." Everything is vital. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Even if you put up a sign or some crap, it's vital, you know? That's always funny. Then I started a new project, which basically was a little street lamp that I put in my quote-unquote park, or where I declared the park to be anyways in my town, because I have the bench there and whatnot, so yeah. And obviously, as always, I paid it off immediately. Those are really the smaller projects that don't cost so much, so I kind of did it on purpose to do those first, at least if it's something I like. I mean, there's some items that I feel like, you know, what the hell, I don't want them in my town, so, you know, I don't build those, but oh, then we actually get to see the thing that they were building on the other day. It's basically like a garden center where you can go buy flowers, saplings, and, well, a few tools, either an axe or a watering can, basically. And I was really looking forward to that axe because I always hate how the game spawns the trees so randomly. I just want to make my own order, so usually I always end up cutting all the trees down and then I replant them wherever I want, so there you go. And they actually started to build something else right next to the Able Sisters, which I already know is a, spoilers I guess, Kicks, which is basically a shoe store. And the only reason I know that is because I saw it at Lucky's town when I went to visit him the other week, so there you go. I checked my score at Lyle's again. I was just curious if I improved any. And yeah, I did. It was 5,114. Still not much better, but you know, I sometimes went to check just to see how I'm doing. So there you go. And once again, we have more wiseness from, or wisdom rather, from Captain. Kitty, your hair, it be indescribably beautiful. Har har. And I'm like, don't you have a girlfriend, or are you married even? I'm like, it's kind of almost weird, but it's also funny at the same time, so there you go. I played the easy or hunter tour, which, well, basically you just hit stones with your shovel and you pick up ores, and some give, like usually all of them give 1 point, except one of them gives 3 points, so there you go, you just try to get a high score with it. The official ore tour, which again is the next higher level. And the easy labyrinth tour, which, god, it's bad, because you don't have to just go through a labyrinth. You basically have to find a specific kind of fruit, and the fruit is hidden all over the labyrinth, but there's also other fruit, and it's like, you have to go through the whole labyrinth anyways to find all those pieces of fruit that Tortimer tells you to, so, oh man. And then I went back home, basically. And I went through my museum really quickly because I really wanted to see how the bug and fish places look. And I don't know, I really like how it looks. Basically the bug thing is, or the bug area is this whole huge grassland thing with all the bugs that you've caught. It's really nice. And the fish, wow, this is one of the big aquariums, or one of the aquariums they have, which it just looks awesome. You don't even have to go to a friggin' aquarium in real life anymore, because there you have it, right in your pocket. It's friggin' awesome. I love it. I just stood there for a while and just looked at it, even though the sharks freaked me the hell out. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that was it for this day. I didn't really catch anything, so let's move on. Okay, so it was a nice sunny day, though. Even though it was kind of a sunny day, my character still isn't sweating or anything in that stuff she's wearing, so yay. And I changed my exterior another little bit. I'm probably gonna change my exterior quite a few more times, just until I find a combination that I like and that looks nice, so just so you know, I guess a heads up or something. Then we had, I think her name is Sahara in town, and I was obviously curious. Basically, for 3,000 bells, she's gonna remodel the interior of your house, which means she's gonna change the wallpaper and the rug according to what kind of furniture you have in there. So I let her do that because I'm curious, and I'm like, maybe she's giving me something nice, right? But what she ended up doing is this whole friggin' mess here, like this sci-fi wallpaper and that weird floor, and I'm like, what the hell did you do? Good thing is that she doesn't get rid of your original wallpaper and rugs. She gives it back to you, so I'm like, yeah, I'm so changing this bag. This just looks bad. I don't even know how she thought that would be a good idea. I'm assuming the wallpaper and the floors you get are based on what kind of style your house has. And I'm pretty sure I don't have a lot of style in my house, but I'm pretty freaking sure I don't have some sort of sci-fi style. Unless you felt like the stuff that I put together was so crazy and unreal that I need a sci-fi wallpaper. We don't know. Well, there we go. I actually finished the street lamp, obviously, which was built now, and I wanted to show this off. It's really nice. It looks like a little park now, which is basically what I wanted to achieve with it. I mean, it's sometimes too bad that you can't put stuff closer together because of their, I guess, invisible frames that you need, you know, the space, but this is pretty much the best that you can do, I guess. But it looks really, really neat. It's awesome. I like it a lot. And obviously, as always, we need to have a freaking ceremony. I have yet to try what she says if I deny going to the ceremony. I don't know if she would do that or not. But I'm almost curious. I should try that sometime, maybe, if I feel like being mean or something. I also, since I could buy an axe finally, I cut down a tree and accidentally ended up having this pattern on the stump, which is why I decided not to get this or make the stump disappear. I want to keep it because it's nice. It's a nice little heart shape. It's right behind my house, and it's perfect. You can actually also use the stumps to sit on in this game, which is really nice. So yeah, I left that standing there, but I cut down all the rest. Alright, I then started a new project, obviously, as always, in my town. And it was gonna be a park clock, because I'm like, yeah, a clock would be nice. It's just that I actually went around a little bit first. I'm like, where do I want a clock? Next to to our mayor house, or maybe at the entrance of the station there? But there's no good space anywhere for those things, especially next to the station. So I decided to put it at basically, quote-unquote, the other end of my park. So basically, if you would go more to the left, there is a little pond, as you can see. And then after that, there would be that street light and the bench. So I figured, like, yeah, why not? I really hate, though, that Lopez built his friggin' house right next to my park here. I wanted to make it a whole park, like, you know, with some trees and stuff. And he kind of ruined that plan. Oh well. Making the best of it, right? Of course, I had paid it off, like, immediately, so... or pretty immediately, so... I mean, sometimes there are a few hours in between those 2 screenshots of, you know, me starting the new project and then me being done, but... I just wanted to show that I finished it that day, pretty much. So there you go. I then went to take a trip to Popstar, again, Slim Kirby's town, which you should probably visit some point. Either probably via Dream Suit, so it's pretty cool. And I brought him some more fruit, specifically bananas, and I left this little message for him saying, Kitty was here, again, much love, and bananas. I just felt it was kind of funny and dorkly. And when I was driving, or riding the boat back to my town, the captain, again, used some of his awesome wisdom and said, are you a mom? Do you want to be a mom someday? Moms are great. And I'm like, that's such a friggin' dork. You'd fit right in our friend circle. I also felt like taking a screenshot of this nice song he was singing. In Tug of War, the guys are showing off. They want the girls to see how big their biceps can get. I'll just leave it at that. You make of that whatever you want, your gutter minds, and yeah. Alright, I played some games obviously again, because I'm collecting medals like an idiot, because I want that mermaid furniture. I'm crazy like that. And I played the Easy Bug Catching Tour, which is nice, especially if you want to pick some flowers while you're going, you know, for your town, because the garden store always has just 2 flowers at once, and that's just too bad, you know, it's kind of sucky. So I also played the Easy Scavenger Tour, which I believe that's a tour where you have where it gives you a checklist of specific furniture you need, 3 items, and then there are a few houses on the island, and you need to go in there and pick those furnitures up. The difficulty is that you don't know what it is unless you either picked it up or you know it, you know, like from memory. So it's pretty cool though. It's awesome. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And you can become a Club Tortimer, I think, member for 50 medals, which means you can bring friends over to your island and then you can play stuff together there, I think. I never tried it, but I definitely wanted to buy that because it sounded cool. So I still need to try it someday though. But so I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know what the description says. Well, and then since it got really, really late, I took a few screenshots of how the island looks at night. It was just really, really nice. I really felt like taking a screenshot of this nice atmosphere here. And as well as home, like when I went back to my town, I took a few screenshots at night. There was a nice full moon. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. Here we are at the dock again. It just looks awesome and stunning. I don't know what to say. The little park here especially looks great. it's awesome. It's beautiful. Gray tail looks nice too. It's like a picture you'd find in a travel catalog or something. It's so freaking nice. I loved it. Yep, and this is my little fountain. I put some flowers around it because, you know, it's kind of a centerpiece. It's kind of a special thing, so it looks awesome like that. It really does. Well, last but not least, or pretty much, this is how my house looks on the inside, and you can see there on the right, moonlight is shining in. It's so awesome. It's a nice effect, and yeah, it looks, you know, a little better, a little more organized. Even though this is still not the furniture that I want, obviously. But I already have a mermaid bed and a mermaid lamp, so I'm kind of getting there, right? Well, catches of the day. Hermit Crab, which is an undersea thing. Oh no, it's not actually. Sorry. It's not. It's just, it looks like one of those shells that you can pick up at the beach, but it starts walking at some point, and then you better take your bug net out. So there you go. And a horned elephant, which you're gonna find on, I believe, the palm trees, either on the island or if you take some home to plant on your beach. That's where. A horned atlas. So all those beetles, most of those beetles is what you're gonna find on the palm trees, pretty much. Horned Dynastid, again. Cyclommatus Stag. I think this is one of the beetles you find on a tree, but don't hold me to it. Some of the beetles are on trees, so. An Abalone, which is another diving creature. A sea slug, which again is another diving creature. A moth, which, as you can guess, you're gonna find near the light when it gets evening, so. An emperor butterfly. They're actually kind of valuable a little bit, I feel like, as in when you sell them. Pretty good. I always like picking them up, so. Yep. So much for that. Let's move on to the next day. Well, it was another sunny day, and I kind of changed my outfit a little bit more sporty, so there you go. And I pretty much walked in on Izzy sleeping because I started the day early, and she woke up and was all like, "But I was dreaming about work, I promise." And actually, this is when you can start building the dream suite, which is a really, really cool feature. It's super, super awesome. You can actually visit other people's towns with it without needing their friend code, or without even needing to be anywhere close to them, or without needing to know them, because you can also check out, let's say, a town from Japan or Italy or whatever the hell. It's really, really cool. So now now I had the dream suit available to build. It's a little pricey, but it's pretty good. It's something you want. Which also means I have a dream suit address that I'm going to give out pretty soon, I guess. So there you go. We also had a little ceremony about the park clock, obviously, as always. Not much to say there. It looks super. It looks awesome. That's the reason why I usually like showing this off, just so you can see how it looks, like when it's done. It's pretty cool. I then started a little new project to make one of those customized signs, and I pretty much put it right next to the station entrance, or as in front of it, next to where that well is that I have. Yeah, the well. So, and I paid it off again because it's not too pricey and it's just very simple, so it's really nice. Also, Puddles wanted to give me a nickname, I guess, and she's like, "Okay, I have like the best nickname ever. It's Popstar." And I'm like, "Okay, that's not really my thing, but sure, go ahead and call me that. Why not?" It's her pet name for me, so pretty much, I guess. So there you go. Then we have games on the island, which was Elite Scavenger Hunt, which was, well, the hardest level of that scavenger hunt I was talking about from the other day. And that's pretty much it. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Like the captain sings, "I wrote a name in the sand near the sea. She's my best girl. Her name is Lailani." But then he goes ahead and says stuff like, I don't know why, but the sea seems sweeter when you be on it. And I'm like, yeah, that's not creepy at all. But oh well. Who doesn't like to hear compliments, right? There you go. He also always, or sometimes says, you seem like you got a bit different vibe than before, lass. I'm like, what does he mean with that? I want more information on that, but of course he doesn't give me any, so that sucks. Anyway, catches of the day, Longhorn Beetle, which you can find on stumps, so if you ever cut trees down, you're gonna have to at some point. Because sometimes there's gonna be bugs on stumps, and they're just gonna be on those stumps and nowhere else, so you might want to consider cutting down a few trees. There's also a grasshopper, which honestly, all those grasshopping thingies seem kind of almost like the same to me, at least in animation, because they're just so quick. I mean, obviously when you look at the picture, they seem different. Yeah, but... And we have a bee. This is actually not something that just flies around. This is, you have to shake a tree and wait for one of those beehives to fall down. And then you have to be super quick, grab your bug net, and then catch them. Which, most of the time, it ends up in you being stung like hell. But at least this game has medicine where you can cure your bee stings, so... Yeah, that can be tough to catch this one. This is the only way you get the bee. The honeybee is the one that just flies around. You can catch that. It's not gonna eat you or anything. But these, my freaking god. Well, in any case, so much for that. Let's move on to the other days. Again, one hell of a sunny day. Nice summer outfit there. Not much to say, really. And let's get started, because this is how our customized sign looks. You can pretty much put any design on it. It's kind of like the town flag, or, you know, all of these other things. And I picked the rose because it's my town flag. I still need to make a custom design sometime. This was already pretty fun in the game, so there you go. I also was able to start a museum renovation. Basically, it's for a second floor in a museum, and the way you start this is that you walk into the museum, and Bladders is going to be thinking, like pensive, and you're going to be able to talk to him about it, and he's going to tell you that he feels like the museum isn't getting so much traffic, and that he thought of having a second floor with basically personal exhibits or exhibitions, so, you know, he can attract more visitors. And this is how you do it. And the gyroid with the donations is basically found at the station. You first need to figure that out too, yeah. It's kind of pricey, but you want that. It's really, really cool. And it's one of those projects, again, that you can't destroy, so, because it's just on top of the museum. Then we found a guy running around in my town. I forgot his name. Phineas, I think it is. And he gives you badges, apparently. I personally got the Insect Maniac badge, which, as it says here, it's proof I've caught many different kinds of bugs. And he also gave me the Seafood Maniac badge, which I've found so many different things under the sea. That's the reason. Like, if you dive a lot and whatnot, you get those badges. And they're shown in your profile card. Like, for example, when you go look at somebody's profile, there's a little badge. There's gonna be a little badge symbol in the bottom left corner, and if you click on that, you can see what kind of badges that person has. It's pretty cool. He usually shows up randomly, and then he just gives you badges, which means basically he usually shows up whenever you have earned something. So he's just wandering around town, though. You just gotta find him, and that's pretty much it. This is how my house was looking on the inside, but now it's getting a little better. I'm really liking this. There's some of that furniture that I won at my bug contest still. And yeah, there's that trophy from that bug contest. So, it's pretty cool. And we have more wisdom from the captain, who says, "There be no charms like a woman's charm. Use them wisely." Thank you! Thanks for teaching every girl ever in the world about using her charms, I guess. Well, I played Easy Balloon Hunt Tour, which is basically just popping balloons with a slingshot. The Elite Balloon Hunter, which is the hardest, and this version is really mean because there's traps everywhere and it's stupid. I hate it. I really hate it. And tons of trees and stuff too, so wow. And I am moving on to my catches of the day. The Bluegill, which reminds me of my friend Tintin. The Neon Tetra, which is tiny, but it looks really nice. The Pale Chub, which is another one of those tiny fishes, so chances are if you see a tiny fish and catch it, it might be this one. Or a goldfish, or the Tetra thingy, but yeah. And that's pretty much it. Let's move on to the weekend and finish this off, or this week anyways. Starting on a sunny day again, I picked up a, what's it called, that loudspeaker thing, I forgot. Megaphone. It's really nice because you can call towns, like your town NPCs, with that megaphone. Like you press the button, you speak into your DS and say their name, and then when they're around in town, which means walking outside somewhere, they're gonna respond to you so you can find them easier. You can basically kind of see from which direction they're coming, so you can run towards that direction and find them easier. It's really cool. Then freaking Puddles wanted to leave the town. She's like, oh, by the way, I'm moving. And I'm like, hell no. You stay right where you are. And then she had to cancel her plans of moving. A few people have done that in the past. Or, yeah, I've done that before. And I'm just usually saying no. Unless it's somebody I really don't care about. Then I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Good luck. Alright, we finished the project of the museum, which was, again, kind of pricey, so it took me a little longer. Which means the museum is gonna get a second floor, which is awesome. I'm looking forward. And yeah. The inside of my house, I changed it again a little bit. I'm kind of working on it every day a little bit, or whatever I get some new stuff or whatever, so there you go. And that leaves pretty much Sunday. Let's move on to the last day of this week. I don't have a picture from my house this time because I sometimes forget to take it. Yeah. But I usually go take a picture of the news board if there's something new. And basically my nucleing shop has been remodeled. I don't think I took a picture of that either. I forget sometimes. So it's bigger, it's expanded now. There's also obviously the ceremony for the museum with usually when you have a project like that, there's always the person who's leading it. In this case, that red colored owl there by the name of Claire. So it's pretty nice. I like it. Basically, this is how it looks when you go to the museum. There is this little stair in the back that goes upwards with the shop sign. It's pretty cool. I didn't really expect that, I guess. I thought it was just gonna be a stair somewhere on the sides, but that's pretty clever actually. And then there's a little floor here with Claire. There's an item behind her that you can buy. In this case, it was like some sort of, that rope that lets you not pass to touch stuff. And then usually behind me, in this case, there's two items. Either a floor. There's just two different floors. I think one is Dick's side floor and the museum floor. And there's also sometimes a tool. Basically, either the silver shovel, the silver fishing rod, or yeah, I think that's it. So you should check every day and see if there's anything interesting. The rooms on the side that you see there, kinda, those are basically rooms you can rent for 10,000 bells. There's 4 in total. And basically, it's like an extra room. It's pretty big, and you can put stuff down. So, like, whatever you want. Furniture, clothes, just for displaying or whatever. Again, it's kind of like an extra room, except it's not in your house, it's in the museum. It's just for people to look at, basically. So, this is how mine looked, or looks. in the beginning I changed the floor and the wall. I really don't have a lot of good floors and walls. It's really upsetting for me because I really want it to look nice, but I don't have anything good yet, so still collecting. So yeah, I put this down for now, just a little pattern, and my couch there that I don't need anymore in my house. So there you go. And I started a new project, which is a campsite. Basically, it attracts people, basically NPCs, like those animal NPCs, and they stay there to camp, and you can make them move in your town if you still have space. If you have already 10 people living in your town, then you're screwed. You first have to make somebody move, which can be hard as hell. I would know. I also checked out the grade or the rating of my town, and basically this one really stood out to me. It's like this town is more than friends, but not ready to be a couple yet. It needs real commitment. And it just sounded funny. I just had to show this off. So yeah, you can ask her about the progress of the town. And actually, depending on how good your progress is, like your town progress, the tree that you planted in the very beginning is gonna grow and, you know, get bigger too. So there you go. Well, there are a few more night shots here with the moon, the vanishing moon. It was really nice. I just, again, had to take those pictures. I'm really a sucker for those nighttime pictures, pretty much. And here with the whole academy on it and the shops, it's man, makes me want to go there. I also went to the academy actually, which is, if you talk to that dog, you can go to that academy. There's houses of other people that you can look at, and the cool thing is that if you go in there, you can order furniture that they have in their house, unless it's something you can't buy, like let's say those Mario items or whatever the hell. I think, anyways, you get that, you get any of those houses by street pass. So if you street pass somebody, your 2DS, they are gonna have their house there. Well, if they have Animal Crossing, obviously, but I think that's how it is. I don't know how exactly it updates, because Slim's house, for example, has been stuck on, I think, somewhere July, early July, like mid-July, since forever. I don't know how it updates. If anybody knows, please let us know. That'd be great. Catches of the day is very limited today. It's the Arowana, which is actually worth quite a bit. So there you go. And that's pretty much it for this whole week. It's been kind of a little bit longer because there was quite a lot going on, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed. And please feel free to drop by my town, either, you know, like meeting up with me, or by actually using my Dream Suite. My town is still a work in progress, and a little warning here, my town is probably way more advanced than what you can see on these diaries, because I'm further ahead, like by date. So you're gonna get a peek into upcoming diaries, pretty much. And yeah, that'd be really cool. If you need any like fruit or something, I can pretty much trade. I have everything except the persimmon at this point. And if you need any balloon furniture, please let me know, because I have a whole freaking set and a few other things. If you want, you can obviously come and look at my museum rooms, like upstairs, because I made one room with just stuff that I want to trade. So that'd be cool. You unfortunately can't look at those while you're in Dream Suite. You can't enter any buildings except for houses, as in apartments, you know. So, and you also can't take anything home, unfortunately. Like, if you catch fish or bugs or get fruit, you can't take it home, unfortunately. You can take patterns home if you want, if that person made them freely distributed, or yeah, something like that. But other than that, yeah, you can just look. But feel free to look at my town. I would really love for that to happen. And I would also really love if you guys would send me your Dream Suite codes so I can look at your stuff. You might even be featured in one of my episodes whenever I look at them. So there you go. And last but not least, keep in mind, as always, that this whole diary is affiliated with a lot of the items in my shop. Some of them being from Animal Crossing and some of them being from other places. I just recently uploaded or added a few My Little Pony bracelets and also some Sailor Moon bracelets. There's also some other stuff like shirts. One is even with Slim Kirby and other things that you can buy if you want. And as always, most of the money goes to charity. Most because I keep a little part to pay for expenses like, the raw materials that I used. So there you go. Anyways, this has been super long, so you get a super long episode this time. But I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.